Does the tarot come from planet Venus? We know the tarot has been around for hundreds of years, but recent information from the Law of One that it might have been much older and originated from off-planet. Join me in this fascinating video about how tarot was used on Venus and how it came to Earth and was developed into what we know today. Hi beautiful beings, I'm Carol Rathel, occupational therapist, metaphysical minister. I'm here to help you on your awakening journey, tune into your inner wisdom and lead an empowering life. Let's start this journey with what the tarot is not, what it is, and then we will go on to the history as relayed by the Law of One. The tarot is not evil, as many people believe. Religious people often see this type of thing and oracle decks as evil because that's what they have been taught in their religion. But the tarot is a deeply powerful tool that can help a person grow when used in the right way. It's like a knife is not evil. It can be used to prepare good meals, but in another person's hands, it can be used for ill purposes. In this video, we are exploring the positive use of the tarot, for they are a wonderful tool to help us navigate our lives. The tarot deck is often used for divination, receiving guidance from spiritual guides or our higher self, and each card of the suits, called the minor arcanas, represent an aspect of our body, our mind, our emotions, and our soul. There are also 22 archetype cards. An archetype is a word used to describe a particular type of person, like a magician or a hermit. We move in and out of different archetypes depending on what stage of life we are in or in response to certain situations. Now, I recently learned of the origin of the tarot from a group consciousness who call themselves Ra, and they have been assisting us to grow and evolve on Earth for many years. The Law of One material was created when Don Elkins and Carla Ruckert and Jim McCarty came together and held meetings, during which Carla went into a deep state of relaxation and left her body so that Ra could step through and answer questions from Don and Jim. Ra is a civilization of extraterrestrial beings who originally came to help the Egyptians as their brothers or sisters in order to help them learn the concepts of us all being one. Yet the concepts were misunderstood and distorted. Ra removed themselves and watched our development on Earth from a distance. Ra made contact with us again through Carla because we are nearing the end of a cycle of 75,000 years of our evolution and are nearly ready to graduate to our next evolutionary stage through the process we call Ascension. Ra are from the sixth density, which we understand as the sixth dimension, and define themselves as a social memory complex. For more information on Ra and the Law of One, you can go to www.lawofone.info, all lowercase. The index on their homepage has a list of subjects, and I'm now going to jump into the section on tarot. I'm going to share with you what they have to say about where the tarot originated and why. What was the purpose of the tarot? So the questioner asked, I would like to ask you as to the initial production of the tarot, where this concept was first formed, and where the tarot was first recorded. And Ra, who always starts off with I am Ra, said, the concept of the tarot originated within the planetary influence you call Venus. The questioner, what was the concept given to? Let me ask, you say it originated there. Was this concept devised for a training tool for those inhabiting Venus at the time? Or was it devised by those of Venus as a training tool for those of Earth? Ra, I am Ra. The tarot was devised by the third density population of Venus, a great measure of your space-time in your past. So they're saying it was a long time ago. As we have noted, the third density of experience of those of Venus dealt far more deeply and harmoniously with what you would call relationships and philosophical or metaphysical research, the product of many, many generations of work upon what we conceived to be the archetypical mind, produced the tarot, which was used by our peoples as a training aid in developing the magical personality. Ra's way of speaking can be difficult to follow, so I'm going to summarize what was said next. And again, you can go back to the website for the original answers. Ra says that 22 cards, called the major arcanas of the tarot, represent the archetypes of body, mind, and spirit. The images were used on Venus rather than the actual cards, and students examined the images in a sequence of 1 being the mind, 8 of the body, and 15 the soul, to explore the concepts of the body, mind, and soul. Then they moved on to images 2, 9, 16, as you see here, and so on. Now the next part of the tarot journey coming to Earth is particularly fascinating. So here we go. Questioner. Then when Ra attempted to teach the Egyptians the concept of the tarot, was the same process used or a different one? Ra, I am Ra. The same process was used. However, those which were teacher learners after us first drew these images to the best of their ability within the place of initiation, and later began the use of what you call cards bearing these visualizations. Questioner. Were the court arcana and the minor arcana a portion of Ra's teachings, or was this something that came along later? Ra, I am Ra. Those cards of which you speak were the product of the influence of those of Chaldea and Sumer. Now Sumer we know of as Sumeria. So you see here some of the court cards of the minor arcana and the other cards which are like a deck of playing cards, going from number 1 to number 10. The images of the cards I have shown you through this video are from the Radiant Wise Tarot deck. This deck was originally created by Arthur Edward White and illustrated by Pamela Coleman Smith in 1901. Gosh, that's 120 years ago. And they were derived from older cards from the earlier centuries. So the images you see are definitely from an era in the past by the clothing of the people on the cards. Today, there are many people using the tarot for various purposes, for spiritual guidance, for self-development, for life coaching. And I have an interest and am learning how to apply them to our spiritual growth, because I would like to be of assistance to people who would like to know where they are at, and have guidance on what they need to work on for their spiritual growth, and how to solve blocks and to find out what their blocks are so they can move on to the next stage of their path towards enlightenment. It's a very exciting project. So there we are. The tarot originated on the planet of Venus many, many years in our past. I would imagine that the planet was a completely different temperature to what it is taught to us as being now, so that people could live on the surface. So that's quite fascinating. So please like and subscribe if you are not already, and I look forward to seeing you, and I will be waiting for you in the next video. Bye for now.